everybody, folks. Welcome back. Here, let me get this fixed here a little better. All right, there we go. Yeah, quite the storm's hitting Australia now. This is Australia getting hammered, okay, by our wicked weather. All right, so let's just freeze frame that and come on over to our solar report here. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your day or night to come here and check out what's going on. Okay, here we are, November 30th, 2023. As you can see, this loop here is pretty uneventful, which is good. I like that. We could use a little break in activity. We still got these little spires still here and here, okay? So there's still inbound something, okay? And that was today's activity. Not much to really look at there. One thing I did want to point out here while we're at this, I think it's one of these frames here has a little UFO shooting across the screen. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Right up here, our little Ahura Mazda craft, whatever it is, captured there, zooming through the corner of the screen. That's about the only eventful thing from the 30th here. Now, when we come over to our other instrument here, you can see I have it here on the auroras. We have the little yellow band going right now. Nothing in the red zone, nothing like what we saw forecasted, okay? So that's good. This is a mild impact, and that's a relief, a sigh of relief. We don't need, brutal impacts one after another, okay? But we are still taking moderate one. It's yellow, so it's a moderate impact right now. What I wanted to talk about, though, was back over here at our X-ray flux. You can see we've had another spike here going into the next day already tomorrow, UTC time here. And this event we actually captured over here. So I'm going to scooch back. We're going to go take a sneak peek at the first, okay, guys? So here we go with the little sneak peek of the first. It's not much. It's only like 9 frames, okay? But what matters is this CME coming out of this quadrant again, heading this way, possibly towards us again, all right? I don't see the object in there quite yet. There's not enough, data, not enough frames there yet, but a little sneak peek into what's going to already starting to take place for December 1st, all right? So we have possibly another wave coming off the sun here on the 1st, which would be impacting on the 4th. Okay, so come back in over here now. Let me zoom this in for you. And scooch it over. All right, so here we are. Today's and current event and current conditions. Here's our box for today right there. You can see a few little bumps, but not much. You saw there was hardly any activity today. But here's our little spike in M class, probably M1 right here. Slow duration a little bit there. It's got some yellow in there, so it's a slow duration CME that we just saw coming off there for the first part of the first. All right, so there's yours goes X-ray at the moment. Now, our X-flare potential is up to 10% right now. I can see why with this activity and all this stuff that we've had going on with our sun. I agree with that, 10%. Everything here, 35% M flare. That should be a little higher because we just had basically an M flare, but still this 3500 to watch out for, okay? It's not beta gamma delta anymore, but it's still a very intense sunspot. What I want to do is pull over here. You see on the KP here, we had this big spike on the KP. Here's our impact. Boom. And it wasn't too bad. KP 4, 4.4, something like that. 4.2 or something. So not too brutal of an impact. See, here's the current aurora right here, and you can see we're in the yellow zone here. So that's good. I'd much rather be wrong on the forecast and have a much more mild impact than have a severe impact and have it just mess things up. Over here, just real, let's just open this up so it's a little bit bigger. That's where our impact took place. Okay, boom, boom, right there. A couple of lines on a graph, but let's open up a tracker here. All right, they're still anticipating this one hitting later on the 1st. Okay, and then we got a small one that I believe you can barely make it out. It's very faint, but it does come off and kind of graze us again. You see that? It's very faint. It kind of goes south of the Earth here. But it is a grazing shot, so that another like earthbound CME, just a small one, a grazing shot there. Glancing blow, that's the term I was looking for. All right, let's back out of that. Okay. Whoops. Is this the article I wanted? Just this bottom part right here, another CME incoming. It is possible that one of the earlier CMEs passed our planet and was perhaps a little stronger than I anticipated, and that the 9.8 Halo CME has yet to arrive. So yeah, they agree it's yet to arrive. It's not due to hit here the 1st anyways. This was a preliminary blast before it. You can also see particles. No, that's not the rest of the article I wanted. So let's come over to here real quick. I just want to show you if this will pop up for me. Possibly. Come on. Well, it's not. Anyways, let's come on over to this instrument here. Alright. This is the article right here. CME just hit Earth, however, it might not be the big one. A CME hit Earth's magnetic field on December 1st at 021 UT, jolting the USGS magnetometer. This could be the first of 2 CMEs en route to Earth. NOAA forecasters expect a significant cannibal CME composed of multiple storms to reach Earth midday December 1st. Okay, remember this, midday December 1st, possibly sparking a strong G3. All right, the big one that we're worried about is coming midday December 1st, okay? Now, as we come over to the Schumann, we'll take a little peek here, and you'll see that we had a little scraping event. This was like an initiating event. All of a sudden, it started getting really weak in this zone, and then after this, boom, everything got strong again. Let me just kind of scoot this real quick for you guys. There's really not much to see there. All I wanted to point out was this interruption. Bam, this brutal interruption when we get hit, and then the scraping event, the strong signature right here. Then it gets a little weak, but as we come out of it, it's still pumping pretty normal right there. Everything else seems to be lit up down here. This little line again is turning white. I don't know if it's going to pick it up very well. No. Anyways, right down here, this little line that we theorize might be the boundary between the magma and the bottom side of the crust. There's a thin little white line in that region right there underway right now. Let's see if I can... Dang it, I wanted to pull it up. Alright, well, let's come on over here now to... I don't know old school site, and this one needs refreshing as well. Why does everything... I get all this all set up, and then we have to do this. Very frustrating. Anyways, our color is picked up a little bit, all right? I'm just kind of go around the world. We're not going to do a full-on report. I just want to show you that the darkness of the SO2, the darker meaning the more intensity, coming out of the ground here, is starting to darken up a little bit, and that's because we're absorbing energy. It's building pressure underneath. This pressure is building and shoving out more of the gas, okay? And it, typical spots that we always report on, but just a shade darker, all right? Let's come over here to the island of Java. Here at these straits right here where we had Krakatoa go off, you can see there's an intense plume of sulfur dioxide still emitting from all these points here along the island of Java. And I expect to see this map darken up. These will get darker and darker. You'll see plumes with black like this up here. All right, with black right there in the core. So that's an intense plume right there, but we'll see some darkening of this region, all these regions here, when this next wave comes in and absorbs and produces more internal pressure. All right, let's come over to this one real quick. Where's my drink here? Why is this one? All right, here we are at the earthquake report. We're going to do a little in-depth report here tonight. We've had some telltale signs starting to appear now, okay, and some stuff I want to talk about here. So let's just start off at our regular spot where we start off here. Most of this energy derives from deep quakes in this region. Come on, what is going on? Oh, we're getting bombarded. That's why internet's probably acting up. Okay, as we zoom in on our deep quake region, we had a spell there where we didn't have deep quakes for a few days. Now all of a sudden, we have a series of deep quakes. So let's get into these. This first biggest one here is a 5.0 at a depth of 564, all right? And that's at 1530. I'm just kind of timestamp. Then we have another one right next to it, a 4.4 at a depth of 500. Then down here we have a 4.7 at a depth of 606. Next to it, we have another 4.4 with a depth of 509. And then down further here, this is a 4.6 at a depth of 71. But we have these 4 deep quakes right there just today, all right? The biggest of them being the 5. This used to have a little warning thing on it. And when I clicked on it, it said it was 5.3. Anyways, 5 to 5.3 energy of the big ones. Plus, we have 3 little mid-range 4. So, what you're seeing here is that the internal activity down below in the core, down in the crust, down in the mantle, these deep quakes down there are an indicator of activity down below. All right, down deep, this magma's roiling. It's coming up. It's starting to push on the underside of the crust and cause deep earthquakes. All right, and there's your sign of it right there. Usually we have 1, maybe 2 in this region in a day, but here's 4 decent ones, and they're very deep. Okay, the energy from this has not yet entered the system yet. Look how empty and naked the system is. I would expect to see some volcanoes going off along this part here, if not earthquakes, volcanic activity. Here's a mid-range 4.6 right there to depth of 10. But that was earlier in the day. This is a 4.3 at a depth of 382, a semi-deep quake here in this pocket area that's known for deep quakes. So another indicator that magma is now underneath the crust, pushing up on the underside and setting off deep quakes. Here we have a 5.0 at a depth of 10. This is that 5.0 energy, that 5 to mid-range 5 energy that was still going up through the system from yesterday, okay? Let's break off and go left here first, over here to Myanmar. Right here, we have a 4.6 at a depth of 159. That's a little deep, not a little deep, but it's semi-deep. That's a little stronger at the surface if it were a surface quake. That's your kind of 5 mid-range 4 to 5 energy being dished off at this fulcrum point finally. And I even consider these two over here fulcrum point quakes as well. This is a 4.6 at a depth of 10 and, come here you. All right, close. And a 4.3 at a depth of 40. All right. Now, when you look at this fulcrum point, this one's kind of different. Let me kind of tell you how so. When we zoom in on these fracture zones, you see that it's not just a line that comes to a V-type point. It's squared off like this, rectangle. And in this valley here, this is all the Himalayan mountains. And let's just kind of go into this valley real quick. You see these rivers? Do you see this bowl of waterfalls? All this whole area, if you go down the side here, these are all waterfalls that come down into this main river off of the Himalayas. All right, so it's a big river valley with all these waterfalls in a big bowl area right here. All right, this is all really flat, and then you can see how this has been pushed up, almost like it kind of reminds me of like a kid takes his finger and pushes it into the clay and pushes it up. Well, it builds up and dams up. And, that's where these mountains and this mountain ranges come from. All right. Now, you see how, I want to show you something. When this gets pushed up, there's other forces that are pushing this way against it, right? You can see the bubbling out effect right here on this plate boundary. So let's go zoom in on this plate boundary here real quick. And I want you to take a look at these rippling little foothills at the base of this mountain range right here. You can see that these mountains have pushed this way and it's starting to crinkle the ground in front of it. It's like a pre-pressure wave. Before this hits, it starts to disrupt the stuff in front. Okay, so throughout the course of time, this has been pushing that way and has created these little wrinkles basically in the skin of the earth right there. Okay, see what I'm saying? Now, when we come up to this quake, you can see that this is a basin. Let me back out. This is really deep basin. This is a valley floor. This is an upper basin that's up higher in the mountains, all right? It used to be filled with water, but it's not anymore. It has a river running through it, but when we zoom in on this quake that we had here, remember this one right here, the 4.6 at Myanmar, is at a depth of 159. Now, let's just kind of do something here. I want to zoom in on this and see if you guys see what I see. Do you see this structure right here? Sure looks like an old dormant volcano to me, covered by a dense jungle, dense foliage. But when we back out, come on now, let me back out just one click. You can see right here that we have an old volcano right here that's covered with foliage, and right here on the flank or at the base of this volcano is a 4.6 that's down at 159. It's down at 159, huh? Wonder what's going on here. Possibly magma rising up to underneath this volcano right here. So, we're going to watch for activity in this area now that we have a quake here at this fulcrum point. It's a little south, but it's right here at this weak spot on this upper plateau with a volcano there. All right? So, this is going to be a new spot of interest to kind of keep an eye on right there. These are some of those other fulcrum quakes. All right, now going over, I'm surprised we haven't seen one along the Himalayas right along this boundary line yet. Nothing over here. We've had a couple of small quakes here, a 4.5 in Turkey, and a come on you, a 4.2 here in Greece. All right. Now the other day, Europe in this region was very empty, very barren, dry quakes, right? We've had a couple of small ones come in here, but there is still more energy, pent up energy that's I would expect to see release in here. So we might continue to see volcanic activity going off here in these four volcanoes as well. Iceland, nothing going on right now, but with this new energy that's inbound, I expect to see this area come to life with quakes and possibly an eruption. All right, if we take in too much energy, you'll see what I'm saying. Oh my God, I wanted to talk about this and that happened. Boom, there it is. Oh, dang. All right, let's get to the other side. I was delaying because all right, we had this 5 energy coming up through here. It set off these 4.5 here at Japan, another 4.7 there. Skipped over here, dumped off these couple of small ones, but this one right here is the one I wanted to talk about tonight. This 5.0 here in Alaska, all right? You've seen this energy has made it over this hump at the 5 range, at the 5 magnitude energy. Then we had this 5 up here in Alaska just when I started. All right. And this is the one that came in at 5.3 with a tsunami alert, but it's on land. All right. When I saw this one and this one, I was going to say, watch out. This energy is going to come over and either dump off a quake here at the Juan de Fuca or along the San Andreas. And look what we have here, baby. A 5.0 just hit Southern California just a few minutes ago at a depth of 9. So let's go deeper and see where this actually hit. It's south of the Salton Sea at least, all right? Just east of this right here, or west of this little community right here south of the Salton Sea. Kind of out here in the middle of nowhere for California. Now it says 4.5. It just said 5.0 a minute ago. So we just witnessed a downgrade, didn't we? Yeah, this thing just said 5.0 just a minute ago. Now it says 4.5. Anyways, you guys were here to see that. We also have one here in Nevada that just went off a 3.8. Actually, this is over in Utah. Wait a second. I know this region. Rainbow Canyon. Look at this. Here in these little mountainous region right here, I thought maybe this was a volcanic site right here. It does look kind of prehistoric volcanic, but anyways, there's your 3.8 out in Utah, and what was just a 5 a minute ago down here in Occidental, California. 4.5 now, all right? So that's what I was going to talk about here. Let me back out a little bit and get back to the topic here. We've had this 5 energy up here in Alaska rounding the hump, all right? I expected it to drop off maybe mid-range 4 to 5 here in the Juan de Fuca, all right? Pushing down, possibly leaving a mid-range 4 to 5 here in California. This is probably a 5. You saw him downgrade it. I'm still expecting this region, mid-range 4 to 5 in this region, and you can see why I said that, because this coming over, it seems to have skipped this area and jumped down to here. All right, this little quake right here at the Juan de Fuca is not it. That's a 2.7. That is not that energy that we are looking for. All right, so it either has jumped this area and struck down here, and watch out, there's going to possibly be quake down here, 5 down in the Cocos area as well. Down here at Panama, 4.4. Fair warning, Panama Canal is in trouble, so you might have some shipping problems here. Down here at the South Sandwich Island, this is a 5.8 at this volcano down here, at the Michael volcano down here. So almost a 6, 5.8. So right there. Okay, so wow. Oh, the quake beat me to it. I should have started off on this side instead. But yeah, I was kind of expecting I was going to give a little warning for this area and for California for a mid-range 4 to a mid-range 5 actually, because this one, 5.0, this is the one. See the tsunami thing? When we click on this, give me this, please. It'll lock up. No, come on, don't log up the computer. Just go back to what it was. And I wanted to show you on the tsunami advisory for this quake, if it'll pull up. Here we go. 5.1, they say right here. You see this 5.1? But then, oh yeah, everything's taking long. I bet you it's because we're taking a shot right now. Come on, what's this one? Is this the new one? Don Burge is right, had a 5.0 in Petersville, Arkansas 3 hours ago. Oh, really? See, I want to come over here. Oh, that's the New Guinea quake. Oh, the one that they had up in Alaska, when you came over to this site, said 5.3. That's all I was trying to point out, was that this quake up in Alaska that happened up here. Come on now, get me back to the other side. This one up here originally came in at a 5.3, and there was a little small tsunami alert on it, right? So that's why I was saying mid-range 4 to mid-range 5 energy coming over the hump down into this region. All right, and I don't think we might see one still in this region. It didn't fill in. It skipped over it. So you might see one here in the Bay Area or one up here fill in between these 2 points, between this latest one and this one up here. Maybe the halfway point right around there, or the weak spot, wherever the weakest spot is. Usually we're a fulcrum point on the Juan de Fuca, like these out here, or right here where it comes to land, where these 2 plates meet right off the shore right here. That's always a fulcrum point. So there's the quake that just happened. And then supposedly you had a 5 in Arkansas, but there's nothing on the map here. It's not being very interactive tonight. All right. So there's that. I want to come over here to the volcano site, if we can. Oh, yeah. Everything's taking a minute here, I think, probably because of our impact. Or maybe not. Come on now. Open up the page. Thanks for bearing with me as we go through these little trials and tribulations here. Come on, computer, really? Awesome. Well, I can't even get any tab open. Hmm? Well, as we kind of maybe wait for a second here, I was hoping this would finish up so we can move on to the next instrument, but apparently it has been cut short because of the USGS site can't switch from one tab to another without jamming up a computer. There we go. Finally. Thank you, Lord. Oh, psych. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the volcano. Really, come on. What is playing games with my computer here? Seriously. Come on now. Enough playing games with my computer. X out of this thing or whatever. I want to get over to my volcano report. Alright, fine. If it's just going to freeze up here, we'll start this. Nope, we won't. Yeah, USBS. I like that too, Kenley. I agree. Good to see you here, Kenley. I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see everybody here tonight. And, come on, Lord. Please unjam this computer. Really? So frustrating dealing with low-tech. I've got some of the most important information in the world with a $5 laptop and a 10-cent phone. I'm trying to bring you the most important information to save your life, to possibly save souls for eternity, and I'm stuck with a... So frustrating. So frustrating. Alright, well, maybe I'll just cut it short and just leave the world hanging. I had some important information for you guys tonight, but since I can't even get a computer or a page to open here, maybe we'll just leave the world hanging there, huh? Unbelievable, I can't get this page to open. Cool. Some hacker in my computer digging around, whatever. Alright, well, anytime now. Well, screw that. We're just going to do a reading, I guess, without an image. We'll just do the reading and wrap it up. I'm getting frustrated. I have had my patience tried all day. Oh, cool. Just erase everything. Good. There we go. Let me just look at that. Yeah, I've had my patience tested all day long, and I'm not about to endure more. So, fortunately, I would love to be able to hook right back up to the internet, but my computer is just like jammed up now. Really. You know, hackers are probably going to be the ones burning in hell for just useless destruction. You know, whatever's jamming this up is just useless. They're only doing damage to themselves. Come on, open up a Google. What's going on here? Alright, well, my computer took a dump, so let's just get to the reading. I don't even feel like reading now. Where do I want to start? Well, let's start right here. Find me in the midst of the maelstrom. Sometimes events whirl around you so quickly that they become a blur. Whisper my name in recognition that I am still with you. Without skipping a beat in the activities that occupy you, you find strength and peace through praying my name. Later, when that when the happenings have run their course, you can talk with me more fully. Accept each day just as it comes to you. Do not waste your time and energy wishing for a different set of circumstances. Instead, trust me enough to yield to my design or purposes. Remember that nothing can separate you from my loving presence. You are mine. I want you to draw water from the well of salvation with joy, knowing that I have saved you forever from your sins can be a wellspring of joy in your daily life. Because you know me as your Savior, you have inside you a spring of water welling up to eternal life. Ponder the enormity of this amazing gift and rejoice. Try to begin and end each day by thanking me for all that I have provided. My gift of salvation is designed to bless not only you, but the people around you. As you trust in me, streams of living water will flow from within you. Ask my Spirit, who dwells inside of you, to bless others through you, flowing into their lives. One way to make their request is to pray. Holy Spirit, think through me, live through me, and love through me. While his streams of living water are passing through you into the hearts of other people, I fill both of them, you and with joy. What? I fill both them and you with joy. I can't even read. I am so frustrated with this thing right now. I'm going to have to wrap this up because I wanted to be able to reference a couple of other things here. And since I can't even open up a Google tab on my computer now, I will be shutting it down for a while here. We're going to have a nice little prayer for all the hackers out there that think it's real important to... Anyways, that's it. I love you all. God bless you all. I'm having a rough day. I'm sure you guys are feeling it too. This energy coming in, it's painful. It pushes your buttons. Everybody else seems to ignore it, and they're so brain dead and zombified that they just step right out in front of you and trip you when you're walking, and then turn around and blame you when they weren't even looking where they're going. So watch out. People are losing their minds, and they're just so buried in their phones, nothing else matters. So hang in there, you guys. I'll try and come at you more with some better, with a better stream next time. All right, love you. That's it. God bless, and I'll be back.